I'm just going to say it. Okay, so today, all right, so we're talking about something new today. We're talking about something called the quadratic formula. So yesterday, we spent, it's so hard when you have pressure on not to say it. Yesterday, we talked about completing the square to solve quadratic equations, right? Yes, we did. Okay, so today, we're going to use a different method to solve quadratic equations, and that method is something called the quadratic formula. Now, quadratic formula is not given to you on the reference sheet. It is a formula that you do have to have memorized, but lucky for you, I have a song to help you remember it. Okay? I know you can't wait. It's very exciting. All right, so again, you're going to use the quadratic formula in order to solve quadratic equations. I like to use the quadratic formula when we have quadratic equations that are a little bit more unpleasant looking. Okay, so we talked about completing the square was really easy when we had the leading coefficient of 1, right? A little bit harder when we had a leading coefficient other than 1. Agreed? So the quadratic formula is a really nice option for solving quadratic equations when we have a leading coefficient other than 1, or big, ugly numbers that just aren't pleasant to work with. All right? So here's the formula. Are you ready? Uh-huh. You ready for my song? Okay, so here's the formula. Ugly looking? Yeah, it's kind of ugly looking. How many of you know, what was it? Pop Goes the Weasel? Okay. How many of you know Pop Goes the Weasel? All around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel. Is that right? It isn't the monkey chased the weasel? Okay. Monkey chased the weasel. Dun, 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 pop goes the weasel, right? Okay, so that's the tune that this is going to get sung to. Are you ready to go? I'm going to sing it to you twice, then you have to sing it back to me. Yes. And it's on video for all of you to listen to. I'll probably get like a recording offer. We good? Okay. Positive thinking, Jason. Okay. No. You're making me feel insecure. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Pop goes the weasel. One more time. Are you ready? Then you got to sing it back to me. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I guarantee it'll help you memorize it. I know it's stupid, but it works. Okay, so now you got to sing it back to me. I'll sing it with you. You ready? Nobody will even hear you directly because we're going to sing it as a group. Is everybody ready? Yes, Mrs. Cucci, we're ready. Okay. Excuse me, come on. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. By the way, the only person I heard was Brandon. All right, Mr. Student Teacher, I did not hear you singing, so guess what? You got to sing it by yourself for the whole class to hear. I heard you singing. Only you. You sounded fabulous. Okay? It is all on the video. Okay. Mr. Babcock. All right, let's go. All right. Good job, Mr. Babcock. Okay. It is also, well, I don't know if we'll be able to hear him. I hope so. Okay, so don't forget the formula. You have to have it memorized. It is not given to you. Okay, so you ready to try it? Fluffy's busy back there. Okay. Using the quadratic formula, solve 3x squared minus 5x equals 2. All right, so in the formula, we had a whole bunch of a, b's, and c's, right? Where do you think we get the a, b, and c from? From the quadratic function that we're talking about. What form does it have to be in? Standard form. Good. Standard form is that ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So what's wrong with that one right there? It's equal to 2. I need it to be equal to what? 0. So what are you going to do? All right, good. Go ahead. Okay, so our first step was to subtract 2 so that it's in standard form and set equal to 0. Good there? What's A? What's B? Good. What's C? Good. Okay. Formula. You ready? X equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Good. You will. Okay. What is b? Good. It's going to be a positive 5. Why? Good. Negative 5 becomes a positive 5. Excellent. B squared. Negative 5 squared. And I have to remember to do what? Yeah, square the whole thing. So you want to make sure it's in parentheses. 4a and c. Good. All over 2 times 3. Are we okay there? All right, so it is a lot of writing. What you're going to do, in order to keep from making mistakes, is we're going to take that radicand. What's the radicand? What's the radicand? What's the radicand? Can you say that again, Melanie? Yeah, what's underneath that radical, right? What's underneath the square roots? We're just throwing stuff out there, aren't we? Okay, so our radicand is what's underneath this radical. I'm going to take that piece, and I'm going to put that into my calculator. Nothing else, just that one piece, okay? When I put that on my calculator, I have to remember to do what? Put the parentheses around the negative. So, somebody read that off to me. What was it? Negative 5 squared. Great. Okay. And I get 49. Okay. Square root of 49. Okay. So now I have 5 plus or minus the square root of 49 over 6. What's the square root of 49? Good. How many answers should I have when I'm done? 2. Why should I have 2? How do you know that? Yes. And the degree of the polynomial is 2. Okay? So we're going to break this up. You're going to have 5 plus 7 over 6, and you're going to have 5 minus 7 over 6. 2 solutions, right? 5 plus 7? 12 divided by 6? 2. Great. 5 minus 7? Negative 2 divided by 6? Negative 1/3. Great. So those are your solutions, negative 1/3 and 2. So what do you think about the quadratic formula? It's not bad, right? Okay, you just have to know what to plug in. Okay, so are we always going to get nice, pretty answers? No, sometimes you're going to get answers with radicals in them. Sometimes you're going to get answers with imaginary or your I, okay? Sometimes you're going to get those values, and that's okay. All right, so let's look at the next one. Find the complex solution. What does complex mean? Complex. Complex numbers. It is hard. What's a complex number, guys? You're going to have an answer with a what in it? I, imaginary. Okay, complex numbers means you're going to have an imaginary solution. Okay, your answer is going to have an I in it. So how are you going to start this one? Pardon me. Add 6x to add to 7 because we want to get it into what form? Standard form. Okay, so get it into standard form, plug it into the quadratic formula, and let's see how far you can get on this. Just take a couple minutes to work. How do I start, guys? Yeah, get it into standard form. 2x squared plus 6x plus 7 equals 0. Are we okay with that? What's A? What's B? What's C? Good. X equals. Good. Minus 4. Okay, are we good there? What'd you get the radicand to be? Great. Are we good here? How do I simplify radical negative 20? Negative radical 4, radical 5. Good. What's the square root of negative 4? 2i. Great. Why did I put the I at the end? A plus BI form. That's going to become very important in a minute. I's at the end, right? What do you notice about 6, 2, and 4? Yeah, what can I take out of 6, 2, and 4? What divides in evenly? 2. So I can reduce that. -3 plus and minus radical 5 I over 2. How many solutions are there? There's 2 there, right? If I wanted it in A plus BI form, is it an A plus BI form? Do I have a real term and an imaginary term? -3 is a real number, but is -3 A? Tell me what A is. A is not 2. What's A? -3 halves. What's B? 5 halves I. Yeah, okay. So for BI, so it's 2 separate terms. -3 halves plus and minus radical 5 halves I. Same exact things, just written as 2 instead of 2 fractions instead of 1 fraction. Okay? So now what would A be if it was an A plus BI form? And what's B? Okay? 2 terms if they want in A plus BI form. Yep. Okay? Let's try another one. We're almost there. Okay. Go ahead. Give this one a shot. Okay, first up. -4. What's A? B. C. Good. X equals -b? 1 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4a c all over 2a. Okay. Any problems with that? What did you get for the radicand? 49. Great. Square root of 49? Good. Any problems so far? So 1 plus 7 over 6 and 1 minus 7 over 6. This gives you 8/6, which is 4/3. And good. Answers are -1 and 4/3. How are we doing, guys? No. Well, your smaller number should be first. And negative's always going to be smaller than a positive. Okay. Doing okay? All right. We are going to talk about the discriminant tomorrow. So what I want you to do is take out your homework packet. Let's go over any questions that you had from last night.